Alrighty, guys, we're back for Sheltered Bunnies, and this is a Duskmorn standard brew, and I'm Redcat. We're going to briefly go over the deck, then hop right into some ranked. All right, we really are just briefly going to go through this because we get to see a lot of these cards all the time, and so many people are playing bunnies. We got Valley Mite Collar in here, of course, working well with our bunny rabbits. We have all four Paw Patch Recruit, very powerful one drop. Got a couple Seasoned Warren Guards to fit that rabbit theme. Got a couple Regal Bunnycorns, nice. We got all four Valley Quest Collars, boosting our bunnies, beautiful. And it also boosts bats too, which is important because our Sanguine Evangelist, as a 2-of, also produces bats when it ETBs and dies. Also buffs our wide board state, which is important when we're going wide easily with cards like Hop to It. Good stuff, man. Also have a Phineas, Ace Archer in here as a 1-of. It's a legendary creature and it does the thing every now and then, but more often than not, it just eats removal from the opponent. That's why I don't have 2 of them in here this time. On the top end, we have a couple Warren War Leaders, pretty powerful bunny rabbit, guys. We have a couple a Knight Errant of Eos, powerful Convoke card, of course. We have Season of the Burrow making the cut as a 1-of. I think it'll totally be worth it as a 1-of in here, especially when we do have all 24 land in here. I don't know why I said all 24. We have 24 total land in here, guys. One of them is a village. We have Oak Hollow Village. We also have all 4 of the brand spanking new Hushwood Verge. Okay, this is acting as, see, instead of playing Forest, playing the Verge instead. So that's kind of neat, right? And then we have 4 Razor Verge Thickets, as well as 3 Cavern of Souls. Of course, more often than not, you're calling a rabbit on this. Well, where the heck are the other new cards, guys? Is it really just the Verge? Nope. Right here, Sheltered by Ghosts is going to be the only reason you win sometimes against the incredibly fast-paced aggro deck lists that we are seeing everywhere. I'm looking at you, Mono Red. Boy, those deck lists are brutal. With all 4 Scamps and all 4 Heartfire Heroes, exiling those is terrific. Sheltered by Ghosts making an appearance in a lot of different lists. A lot of them happen to be Aura deck lists, like the Boros Aura, right? But then also, I've seen Sheltered by Ghosts pop up in Orzhov Bats, which is kind of cool. And in here, like, it doesn't really synergize a lot with our bunnies. Outside of being terrific removal, the Lifelink works really well, the Wards 2 works really well, and it does happen to be an extra permanent that boosts the Regal Bunnycorn too. That being said, we still are valuing the Mentor's Trample more than the extra boost that the Bunnycorn gets when the Sheltered by Ghosts is on the board. Okay, guys. That's it. I do my damnedest to save the more in-depth discussion for the end of the video, so look forward to that. In the meantime, let's go ahead, take this into some ranked, and see how we do. Right into that first game. What you bringing to the table, opponent? Oh, guys, what am I expecting from the list? I think it's going to be pretty darn good. This is an awkward hand. This is a very awkward hand. Double Verge is the same as just seeing 2 forests in this deck list. Like I said, when going over it, Verge is just the forest in here. Now we do have Mite Collar, Mite Collar, Mite Collar. I'm gonna try it, dude. Why not? Why not? We don't have Mentor, we don't have Evangelist. We have triple Mite Collar, and that's it. Until we see a Plains, of course, or another dual land. I think that this deck list is going to do everything that Bunnies does well, but also just Sheltered by Ghosts being in here. Alright, get the Mentor down, I guess. Is it better than double Mite Collar? No, not really, I guess, but, well. Yeah, for now. Double Mite Collar also could have been really good because Mentor next turn, but then since we have our third, I was thinking of curving out here. And now I'm thinking the curve actually, it doesn't, I don't think turn 3 is the Evangelist. Boost number 1 for the hero. Boost number 2 for the hero. Down to 14. Sheltered by Ghosts? Oh, crap. Alright, let's get Verge. Mite Collar. Quest Collar. Yeah, I was thinking about curving out. It worked out nicely because of the Quest Collar. GG opponent, wow. I'm surprised by that. If they found their third mana on 3, I think they easily could have pushed through the 14 damage, right? They must have been missing the Callous Sellsword. I would have understood the concede if we dropped that Sheltered by Ghosts, though, right? Drop it on the Mentor. Or, I guess it depends. Either way, guys, there's actually a lot to talk about in this very, very quick, short match where turn 2 probably should have just been double Might Caller, but my mind was curving out the hand into Evangelist on 3, and the bat doesn't boost the Might Caller. They go Might Caller, Might Caller, Might Caller. I guess the first Might Callers boost the old ones, so it'd still be all right. But also a lot of 2s and a lot of 1s to draw on top 2. That would also help our turn 3 if we weren't going Evangelist. Yeah. It was probably just get all the Might Callers onto the board, though. Let's be real. Sometimes brain auto curves. All right, opponent, what you bringing to the table, buddy? We also got a little lucky finding the Razor Verge Thicket because we needed that white source. Or maybe not a little lucky. There's a lot of dual lands in here. We also could have seen Cavern of Souls and been pretty happy about it too. We have 10 1-drops total. Okay. Pretty much anything gets picked up by removal here. I think we'll just go Bunnycorn. I think that's okay. Probably going to be Evangelist next turn. I don't know what lands to play. This is actually a lot of land early on here. Overlord. We have to anticipate board wipes now. There's a 1-drop. Still probably Evangelist. Even running into next turn Sunfall. Next turn Sunfall is just a 2-for-1, and we still have a beautiful hand to restock our board with then when it comes time. But hopefully Evangelist is fine. Sunfall number 1 out of the opponent's list. I'm not sure how many Sunfalls the new domain lists actually run, but I feel like it's a lot of Sun. It might be all 4 of them, so. Alright, we're going to keep the Quest Callers as a bit of a surprise here and go, well, actually, that cost 2 to lay anyway. Maybe we do just play like one thing for the turn and boost it. This Overlord's about to flip. They have Incubator ready. If we run into another Sunfall, we're in danger. Maybe it is double Quest Caller. That's a really good Sunfall for them, though. All right, call me crazy, guys. I'm just going to do one thing for the turn. Activate the village. It's a really slow turn, but I'm trying to play around a second board wipe, which I think they would gladly wipe 2 of our creatures for a second Sunfall. Overlord, get some chump blockers down, and Haunt Woods is going to flip next turn. Can't believe it. It's already been that many turns. Sheltered by Ghosts is decent. What do we pick up with the Sheltered by Ghosts? The Overlord? That would be pretty bad if they removed it, though. They just get it as the... Well, they're going to get it as the creature next turn anyways. Maybe we pick up the Incubator token? We'll start with... Crap, dude. I'm a little bit lost here. Maybe we just play all of our creatures instead, and then once they get the Overlord as a creature, that's when we pick it up with the Sheltered by Ghosts. But also, just like playing all of these seems really bad too, because that'll be just a terrific board wipe for the opponent, but playing around a second Sunfall might not be the best thing either, so I don't know, man. Let's just go. Let's go, 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 go. There's a huge chunky Mentor getting a scry here. Get rid of all the mana off the top. Yep, don't need it. Get out of here, mana. Hop to it. That'll be good. That'll come in handy. All right, let's see if it's a full block from the opponent, because if it is, it might be a board wipe next turn. Like power up Incubator, full block in. Spot removal, guys. Spot removal exists. Oh no, my Mentor. Hey, Leyline Binding coming down. It still might not be a board wipe, but Overlord's coming out as a creature at the end here, so it's going to be tough to get around. It's probably going to have to be Sheltered by Ghosts. Copy a 2-1. Okay. Okay. They probably have more spot removal in hand. Or maybe they figure like two chunky blockers on the ground is enough. I'm not entirely certain where we want to plug this. Warren Guard's going to get a little bit of a boost when we get Hop to it down. I guess one of the Quest Callers... No, it should be Warren Guard. Quest Caller already has a pretty good target on its back. Alright, if it was spot removal, they would have done it right then and there, right? So, man, we can pick up the binding too. Man, I don't know. That's some tough decisions for sure. Hop to it before combat because at this point... At this point, there is like a turn where we played around the board wipe, and then a couple turns where we're just not playing around it anymore. Which is, this is totally fine. Dude, what's up with all this land? Good thing we got this scry going, huh? Full swing. Gets that boost. Good lifelink. Really good lifelink here. They go for the power up and the double block into a quest caller most likely then. No, double block into, oh. They spread it wide. Okay, so they didn't value removing a creature, which is probably really bad news for us, guys. Oh, dear. Yeah, blocking wide is bad news. Ah, split up. Oh, no. Oh, that, you know, that isn't as bad as it could have been, because we still have the bunnies remaining. Up the beanside. I probably butchered this game by going back and forth on what we were playing around. Oh, Valley Might Caller. Like, honestly, overall... Oh, we also... No, I'll just go for this, actually. We also have the village. Good swing for 2. I'm going to wait because I think we need a chump blocker next turn, but then also we could find something that boosts these... Oh, my goodness. I don't think it matters if we boost anything, guys. I think that is a GG's, and we'll let the opponent play it out too because we have at least another turn. See what's on top. Maybe activate the Lupin Flower Village as well. Other Overlord flips. Oh, Regal Bunnycorn. Nice. See what we find on the village. We miss completely. There's a reason we only have one in here, right, guys? Especially when, instead of playing just more bunnies and stuff, we have the Sheltered by Ghosts, too, so... good game opponent. They fly in the air with the Valgavoth. Even if they didn't have Valgavoth, this probably just would have been the turn. They could even power up the Restless Cottage if they want to. I'll go for as many blocks as we possibly can. Regal Bunnycorn actually trades into the Hauntwoods, which is really sick. And then all of these trades into the Overlord of the Mistmoors, too. Did I drop the GG for the opponent? I don't think I did. GG opponent. We needed a lot of things early on to line up really nicely to get through that, guys. The split up is one that we actually don't get to see too often, but I wouldn't be surprised if we start to see that pop up more and more. I wouldn't be surprised at all. If we do see a lot of split ups pop up, then running decks that have like a good variety of regular swinging creatures, but then also maybe have a couple vigilant creatures or something in there too, that could be pretty interesting. I don't know if we'll see split up that much to actually consider, but yeah, you never know. All right, opponent, what you bringing to the table, buddy? Oh, great hand. Really good just bunny hand. Now, the opponent goes first, so again, that Sheltered by Ghost would be terrific here. Oh my goodness. Sheltered by Ghost off the top, come on! No! I don't know if a Sheltered by Ghost would have been fast enough here anyways, guys. Double ley line into a Scamp. Now, any amount of trample onto Scamp. Like, we have to attempt the chump block in case they miss a trample, but I don't think they're going to miss the trample, guys, so I don't think it matters too much here. We'll see. Oh, but they might miss a second mountain, so we might be alive for the turn. Oh, I'm not blocking. They don't have a second mountain down. We're fine, dude. If they want to pop Scamp to pop the Might Caller, that's fine, but I'm pretty sure... So they find the trample anyways with the Monstrous Rage. But this is 6. They could... 8. They could pop Scamp now, bring us down to 4. They might want to do, but they don't because they don't have another creature in hand likely then. Right. So, more mana isn't great right now. We definitely just need removal for the Scamp. Mentor. Keep 2 blockers back? With double resonance and trample already on the Scamp? I don't know, man. I think the opponent might win the game with that 1 mountain over there. Which is pretty brutal stuff, huh? All 4 sheltered by ghosts for a very, very good reason. I'll try the double block, but... Oh, they're not even... giving us a decision here. They immediately go into the... Holy cow, man, it's crazy watching all the extra Leyline of Resonance pop up. My brain is still like just auto-mathing for 1 resonance, but holy cow. That's it. No matter what. No matter what here. So we just block. No matter what, Scamp dies and does an extra 11 anyways. Brutal stuff, man. Holy cow. But a great game to showcase why we have the Sheltered by Ghosts in here, right? And then triple turn inside out means when it does die, they get to manifest dread 3 times over. When I played the Leyline of Resonance build, I don't think I was able to pull off double Leyline on turn 1. Super interesting to see, though. Has that been happening a lot to you guys? Let me know in the comments. I'm hearing a good amount of complaints from the Leyline builds. But I've been thinking about that, right? I think we recently saw too, like they're keeping their eye on the Leyline. But is Leyline the main issue in that deck list, you know? I think it might be more interesting to maybe look at the Scamp or something. Or like the fact that we have Scamp and Heartfire Hero, 8 creatures in that list that pretty much make the list super duper deadly. I don't know, maybe it is Leyline. I'm probably wrong, but I do want to keep brewing around Leyline in the future, not just in mono red lists, so we'll see what they end up doing. Opponent goes first, and we have Sheltered by Ghosts in hand, but no 1-drop, which could be pretty bad. Alright, we'll get the Verge down. Get the Plains ready for next turn. We could have went Plains turn 1 too, I suppose. Misery Shadow, hey. Hi, boy, it's been a while. Alright, we'll get our Quest Caller down. Let's see if it survives the turn. Against Mono Black? We'll see. All this extra mana with this top end is actually pretty good news for us. Cut down. Evolve Sleeper. Nice. Okay. This looks like a fun deck list to go up against, guys. It doesn't really matter. I'm going to get the Village down. Up to it might be a little bit more effective than the Evangelist for the turn. Because we have a surprise Quest Caller next turn, or actually War Leader does a similar thing if we swing and boost the rabbits. But Evangelist trades a little bit better, except an opponent, if a creature an opponent controls would die, exile it instead. So yeah, that's a bit of an issue. So not a better chump blocker. I'm just going to take it. I think we can outpace Mono Black aggro, although we don't really know what's in the opponent's list. So I guess they could just spend all 4 mana on the Shadow. But chumping the Shadow could be good. They go 1. They don't even boost the Sleeper here. Creature of the Schism is pretty darn good. Phineas is pretty darn good too. If we go that into Quest Caller for the turn. We also have to consider the Sheltered by Ghosts, as we are taking a decent chunk of damage. We go Shelter onto the Phineas. Maybe the Ward 2 protects it for the turn, and then we'll have a good swing next turn too. To take the... I like putting the Ward 2 onto the Ace Archer here. I think that's pretty cool, actually. We do get a swing with our bunny rabbits then too. Should we actually keep a emergency chump blocker back? Probably. Again, we don't really know what the opponent's playing, so we should be a little cautious here. Phyrexian Arena. That was hard for me to say for some reason. Boost the Sleeper, has Death Touch. They keep it all back, guys. And we'll have a trade into that. They get the Preacher back. That does make a lot of sense. And the opponent's play was pretty good. Tapped land means we don't have Evangelist and Quest Caller on the same turn, but that's okay because we still have War Leader, and then next turn both of those, right? So War Leader, get that down. I think we'll go wide here, put the War Leader on top of the stack, and go 1-1, right? And going wide against what we're seeing right now is totally fine. So they block into the Ace Archer with either of them. It does trade. We get 6 through. Down to 12, they get Preacher the Schism back. These Death Touch creatures should be super scary for us, but down to 11, I think going wide made a lot of sense, especially for our next turn plays too. Liliana, okay. And if they have one more piece of spot removal in hand as well, then I think it'll be heavily leaning towards them. All right, no more spot removal in hand. They got a 4/4 Death Touch and a 2/4 Death Touch as well. Going down to 10 should be pretty scary for the opponent, though. They swing with the Preacher of the Schism. They get a 1/1 lifelink, which will chump block beautifully. Definitely just taking the 2 down to 14. All right. All right. With 5 mana, we should get that Evangelist down now. They're going to be trading into that, I would imagine. I'm going to skip the Might Caller and everything. We're going to go right into the Valley Quest Caller. Boost the board state here. Them being at 10, I think we still want to go wide. Even with the Evangelist play as well. All swing to face. The trade's there. Generated another Bunny Rabbit. I guess all to face. Just don't care about Liliana until later on. We do have the Oak Hollow Village if we want to put a counter onto the Quest Caller, I guess. Well, they're going to chump the War Leader instead of trade into it with the Death Touch. Okay. Okay, I guess we should be a little concerned because the opponent is going to have 4 cards in hand next turn. Hope it's not a board wipe, right? That would be pretty bad news. Get a Scry. Sheltered by Ghosts is staying on top for sure. On it going down to 5 here. Sticking with the go wide strategy on the War Leader just makes a lot of sense against this style of build, right? Sheoldred. Got like a classic mono black list from the opponent, which I can appreciate. Evangelist, get another bat in the air, right? It's totally fine. Because just getting more in the air and then boosting everything with the War Leader is just so good anyways. Also, we could put a Sheltered by Ghosts in the air too. Does give it a little bit of a boost to boost. I guess the Warren Guard over the Might Caller. There's a second Liliana for them, actually. I'm going to just swing with the Preacher because it replaces the chump blocker on the ground, which we gladly just take this again. Either way, this is the turn, and I'm going to do my dandiest to play it out too. Maybe the opponent will actually let us swing in. Sheltered by Ghosts, onto a bat. Gives us 5 in the air regardless, but we do get to pick up the Sheoldred. And then we get that full swing. Full swing. Full swing. Opponent, full swing. No, opponent, come back! It was gonna be such a fun full swing. That was a great game just to showcase the value that bunnies can provide. And the War and War Leader surviving that long was really huge for us. I understand the temptation to chump block it with the vampire, but boy oh boy does this War Leader need to die. In other words, it just continuously provides that value every turn. And to that point too, when you are going wide with other cards in here like that Evangelist and stuff, you don't really need to worry about the extra bunny rabbit from the War Leader. Instead, you just buff wide instead. And so having those extra buff wide strategies packed in, yeah, War Leader can totally run away with games. Is a good reason it's a 2 of in here on the top end, right? It would have been a fun swing, but unfortunately, the opponents concede all too often. No, I understand though. I do. I just like one of the best parts of playing MTG Arena is clicking that full swing button. It's just so much fun. All right, opponent, what are you bringing to the table, buddy? Sheltered by Ghosts. Hi. Am I going to be happy to see this in my opening hand every single game? Yes. Yes, I am. It's the only way that we can win sometimes against the early mono reds and stuff, so it's our only hope. Also, really good mana base so far. All these extra dual lands and everything. It's been working out nicely. Lanes. All right. Elspeth Smite. Well. We got some mono white mid-range potentially, but also could be Boros mid-range too, so. Oh yeah, we should be scared. Oh yeah. Our hand just got a lot worse just based on a couple plays from the opponent. Mountain Port. War Leader. Hi. We'll play as though we're playing up against a deck that knows how to counter spells and get the cavern down. A War Leader probably doesn't survive, but it's not like we don't try to curve out this whole time, right? I'm pretty sure we still play whatever we can. Virtue of Loyalty. It's not spot removal on our turn. Could be on their turn, though. Swing? No. Absolutely not. Elspeth Smite could still be in their hand. Plays the 4th, pass it back. Okay. Burrowguard Mentor. I don't know if we even swing for the turn, guys. Go Burrowguard Mentor 2 on the Knight Errant, try to restock with a couple 2-drops or something. Maybe we swing. Maybe we do. The 1/1 gets blocked by the 2/2, so I guess it would still be Sheltered by Ghosts. And War Leader already has a huge target. If we go Sheltered by Ghosts onto the Mentor, on the stack, they could go spot removal onto Mentor, which means not spot removal for the War Leader. Okay. I'll take it, dude. I'll take it. Sometimes it feels like when, like right now, every game is a super tough uphill battle. Sometimes it literally feels like the only victories we can pull through are when we get lucky. And so I'll take every victory possible. Now, that's not actually the case, right? Sometimes like they're real hard fought victories. It's real back and forth and stuff. But I don't know. Other times it's like, wow, all the opponent needed was this. And they have 4 of them in there. And then they have 4 of these cards in there too. And that's all they needed. And then they just miss it the whole game. That's what it's been feeling like recently. But Sheltered by Ghosts. Hi. This is a really bad hand. Really bad. We have so many creatures to draw into. Opponent goes first. Man. We should mulligan. We should mulligan. We should. I mean, much better, but without the Sheltered by Ghosts. What if we're up against mono red, huh? Well, then what? All right, good news. It's not mono red. And better news, we found a 1-drop. I mean, 10 1-drops packed in. Should be curving out with these ones a lot more than we are. Mike Collar, get down! Get down, run! Ah! Save her. They get a food token for it. A Knight Errant. Number 2 isn't terrible, but like, this is another game where it's going to be like spot removal, then we're going to be in a sticky situation unless we see something. Oh, no spot removal for the quest caller. All right. It's not bad for us at all. Call Bunny Rabbit. And swing. And chump. We decide there's a better chump in that 1/1 bunny's future. Get the Evangelist down. Scry. Mike Collar. I'm going to keep the Mike Collar on top. If I go Knight Errant, I kind of want to restock before they drop a Sunfall. We don't see too much Orzhov control. Caretaker's Talent. Oh, Orzhov tokens then, right? Orzhov tokens should still run Sunfall, though, because tokens generate from the Sunfall, which draws them off the talent, and they just restock their board with more tokens when it comes time. Good trade into the 2/1. Still a pretty good swing. We go Mike Collar. I mean, what's the odds of a turn 5 Sunfall, guys? 98%? No. No, we're going to try it. Hello, opponent. They say it is, in fact, my go. I didn't know that. Sheltered by ghosts. We're about to peer on top with the Knight Errant anyways. I'm going to send it so that way we can find more creatures. Can you imagine? Running into that Sunfall now? Okay, well, first of all, Quest Caller's excellent here, and we better grab like a Paw Patch Recruit. That way we can play them both if we miss the mana. The opponent's having a blast. Come on, tapped land. Tapped land for the turn. Come on. Opponent, I'm on the edge of my seat. Ah, it's untapped land. They got the 5. Okay, it's not a Sunfall. Dude, this is gonna be a really good turn. Alright, well, first of all, we'll get the Recruit down, because then if they spot remove something, they want to do it before the Recruit hits. Plus it boosts the Mike Collar, which has trample anyways. I'll send that. We don't need that right now. Boost wide, the opponent. The opponent's having such a fun time. A fun time, that's what we'll call it, right? Let's full swing. The bunny corn is the chump for sure. And then they can also chump. They go back up to 21 here. They're safe, guys. They're safe for the turn for sure. But wow, did we have a good turn. Anyways, 1/1 into the 10/10. 1/1 into the Evangelist. We get a bat in return, and then a 5/4 chump block is likely as well. Huge swing, but super risky when we could easily find ourselves against a board wipe next turn. Oh. No chump block with the 1/1. They decide just to go down to 3. It might not be a board wipe here, guys. It might not be. I think we still send the land. Paw Patch Recruit we keep on top, though. It is a board wipe. Paw Patch Recruit into the Offspring is really good. Reestablish a little bit of a board state. Uh-oh, no board wipe for the opponent. Well, no, they could still find one. They didn't play... Okay, there they go. There they go. They drew twice on the talent. They could have played the 6th mana, which could have been untapped. They still could have found a Sunfall. And that's kind of what I mean, man. Sometimes when you win, it just kind of feels like you get a little lucky. Like, is Sunfall in there as a 4-of? Maybe. It probably... Well, maybe not. Sometimes we don't really know what we're up against either, so... Guys, while I have you here, towards the end of the video, first of all, we're going to try one more. I think we can easily still end on a high note, even though the deck list performed pretty well so far. I think we can easily still get that final game victory. Anyways, make sure you check out that description where we got that Discord link as well as that Patreon link too if you're interested in supporting the channel that way or joining either of those up. Also, if you like the video, make sure you drop it a like, and if you enjoy the channel, then consider subscribing as well. Really does help the channel out. 4 mana, Knight Errant, Might Caller on 1, Mentor on 2. Keepable? That goes first though. All right, Might Caller stuck around. Carrot Cake, okay, some Boros mid-range. You have a pretty good turn too then, if that's the case. Totally call Bunny Rabbit. A good turn too, man. Curving out onto the hop too, it's just like really, really good with our trampling creatures. I can only imagine it's going to be like Lightning Helix or something, like some vital play this turn. It can't just be like Elspeth Smite, guys. We drop a hop to it. Elspeth Smite does not hit the Mentor or the Might Caller at that point. We also have a decision too. If we go turn 3 hop to it, we have that decision if we want to tap all 5 for the Knight Errant. Probably not, especially when we're getting a little flooded here. Play one of the planes. Yeah, spot removal. It's got to be. Well, it's not like we're not playing the hop to it, so let's go there. All right. Get Lost also exists in Boros midrange, and also, man, it is tempting for that Knight Errant, but no, we should totally just swing. So yeah, Elspeth Smite, the bargain red mana card that I play with all the time that I can't remember the name of right now. Not on my watch. That's one I wouldn't have thought of. Surprised they took the... Well, no, I guess not. I guess that makes sense. Not on my watch. I guess the Mentor... Well... Yeah, Mentor's a 2 mana card, so at least they hit 2 mana card for 2 mana card instead of on a 1 mana card. I don't know which one I would have taken there. I guess it depends what else is in their hand, too. If it's like a Brotherhood's End, then it would have been Might Caller. More mana off the top is terrible, guys. So what we're going to do then... What we're going to do... We'll get that down. And we'll tap 2 of our bunny... No, we'll tap 3 bunny rabbits. And we'll tap you, I guess, for the white mana. And you, I guess we'll keep Cavern. And the Thicket for the mana fixing. Alright, Quest Caller and Bunnycorn. And I'll patch Recruit, so it's probably... I mean, Chump Blockers for days means Bunnycorn's not getting through. It's probably Recruit. I'll gladly boost the Might Caller before the swing, and hope we don't run into a turn 4 board wipe. Nice. Good stuff. So this is one of those things, too, where if we would have had the Mentor on the board, it would have been a 6/6 as well. Similar concept. Beza comes down. Beza's pretty good, man. Sheltered by Ghost off the top would be really good. They got those Chump Blockers for days. See what we could find on the village. Top 6 cards. Might find like a Quest Caller. Still be able to play the Mentor for the turn. If we find a Quest Caller though, that's pretty darn good, right? Especially when we have all this mana, we don't really need the village. There's the Quest Caller. Boost this board state. Totally worth the full swing. I don't know where they block, but it's totally worth the full swing. Keep the Recruit on top. They block Quest Caller number 1, first of all. They got 5 blocks, right? The clean block with the Beza, and then Chump blocks are all around. So they're taking 7 down to 5. We're losing Knight Errant, and that's it. If we didn't swing with Knight Errant, the Beza would have just blocked a 3/3 instead. Totally worth the full swing, dude. Especially since Sunfall could be this turn. Another reason to keep that Recruit on top because the Offspring is so good. Oh, tapped land. They dropped the nice. I bet if it was untapped land. Playing around Sunfall is so silly sometimes, man, because you just never know. Guys, look, we're actually getting pretty close to Diamond, which is cool. Belt, decent. Question mark? I don't even know what's good anymore and what's bad. I don't know what's jank. I'm just like, I just always confused every game of Magic. I'm just like, I don't know what's going on nowadays. That's what I feel like. Let me know in the comments you feel the same way. Uh, anyways, that's funny though. Here's Sheltered Bunnies, guys. It felt pretty good, didn't it? But I have no idea. I really don't. First of all, like, does it belong on the do not craft list? No. I think if you like bunny rabbits, go for it. It's a little expensive. We got some rares in here, but a lot of these rares you'll probably play with in other builds too. Pop Patch Recruit. I'm looking at this guy. I'm pretty positive if there's like a mono green list, Pop Patch Recruit has a good chance of making the cut as a 1-drop because holy cow, is this a 1-drop, dude? That's really, really good. And then it always helps your curve too. You could have double Pop Patch Recruit and a 2-drop in hand, and you're like, wow, look at this. 1, 2, 3. It's kind of crazy actually when you think about it that way. The one of Phineas. Now, here's the thing, and I said this about the last list, I'm pretty sure too. Like, I didn't put the last list on the do not craft list. I said more testing's required, but then maybe craft less based on your collection. Where I'm not going to say don't craft this list, but maybe craft less, right? Maybe you don't have both war leaders. You only have one. You don't need to craft the second one. You could totally just put, I don't know, more spot removal, more early removal, especially if you're up against those mono red lists. I could even see a couple Elspeth Smite making the cut. You might have to change around the mana base a bit if you do add any more removal that happens to not be a creature, like Cavern of Souls down to 1 or something like that too, right? If you do go up something like Elspeth Smite. In a deck list like this, you could be pretty happy with something like a hard-hitting Question, which is very cheap early removal that also hits Planeswalkers, which is important because Liliana is a very played Planeswalker, and we're seeing a lot of mono black discard, and Liliana makes the cut, and that could be a pretty devastating creature sometimes. Getting around ward costs on like Sheltered by Ghosts, right? Because of the sacrifice and whatnot too. So hard-hitting Question is another one to consider there. And then another thing too, yeah, like I said, put it on the craft a little bit less list, where if you don't have Season of the Burrow, this is also a mythic. You don't have to craft this. Just go up one of something else that you really enjoy. Maybe you played Boros token aggro back in the day, and you have a bunch of Knight Errants laying around. Well, you could just drop that Season of Burrow, go up a third Knight Errant of Eos. Similar concept with the War Leader too. You could probably drop one, go up another Knight Errant. I think Knight Errant's going to be fine and dandy. There's a reason I don't have all 4 of them in here though, right? Doesn't fit the bunny theme, and I think 2 of is actually just perfect for this style of deck list, right? Now we got to see today too where the trample on the Mentor is just much more important than getting extra boosts from other non-land permanents too, which we didn't even get to see Sheltered by Ghosts boost the Bunnycorn, but Bunnycorn's probably still worth the 2 of. But here's another example of craft less. If you don't have Bunnycorn, you don't have to use 2 rare wild cards. You could go up a couple seasoned Warren guards instead, which happens to just be an uncommon. So yeah, just keep an eye on your collection. I'm definitely not going to say don't craft this list because I think it is going to be decent, even though I'm very confused by the current state of Magic, and I like sometimes it just feels like I have no idea what's going on, like literally, right? But I would say that overall it's going to be pretty darn decent. I think Sheltered by Ghosts, when we first played with this, I brought up like I think this could belong in certain deck lists outside of enchantments too. And yeah, in this case too, since we're seeing so much Boros auras, I think it belongs in some lists outside of aura lists as well. I think it is that good of spot removal. And I think in a deck list like this, where we do have important key creatures to protect with Ward 2 and whatnot, like a Quest Caller, then also when you're up against the incredibly aggressive decks going lifelink onto creatures that just boost themselves way above what mono red can deal with, like the Might Caller, like the Mentor, like the Bunnycorn. All of a sudden, this lifelink from the Sheltered by Ghosts gets insane very fast, honestly. It's going to be like early on, turn 3, where you just have a 6 power lifelink creature swinging through, and you're very happy about that. Beautiful stuff, man. I actually just like, I could just see sitting down and playing this for fun, just in general, like, again, outside of making the video, I could easily see going back to this one myself and just playing it because, well, number one, I freaking love bunny rabbits, man. I love the theme. It's just so adorable, but also it's doing the aggro thing exactly the way I like aggro things to do the thing. So, yeah, cool stuff, man. I also like the Hushwood Verges just acting as our forests in here. It totally worked out fine and dandy. 8 Plains was fine. The one Lupin Flower Village was fine too. A couple Oak Hollow Village, that was fine. I wouldn't go up any of these. I think some bunny builds actually run like all 4 Oak Hollow villages and stuff, and even more of these villages, but that's because they don't run as many creatures, or opposite of that. They only run creatures, right? But we have the Sheltered by Ghost in here, so we have to be a bit more cautious about our mana base. And the Triple Cavern of Souls felt fine. I could potentially see dropping this to 2. I could potentially see keeping it at 23 mana. Again, if you're going down to 23 mana, don't go up any top end. You're going to want to go just more removal, probably, and early removal at that. Hard-hitting Question, I'm still looking at that one. I think that could still be pretty good, but Sorcery Speed's going to slow it down sometimes. But a lot of times you want to do a lot of your removal at Sorcery Speed anyways. And remember, Sheltered by Ghost is also Sorcery Speed too, so going up 1 or 2 instant speed removals could really help out based on what you're up against. So, yeah, dude, lots to say about this one. I had a freaking blast with it. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. Revisiting bunnies is something I wanted to do for quite some time. Revisiting it with Sheltered by Ghosts was awesome. All right, guys, if you made it this far into the video for real, y'all are champions. I super duper appreciate you, and I will see you in the next video.